Hello, this is a video just in response to all the sort of furore about Tyson Fury lately, with his comments on gay marriage and all the rest of it. Or was it not gay marriage, just gayness in general or whatever. The actual comments to me weren't too important. It's just the idea that you can, a lot of people, especially Christians who actually read their Bibles and, take it literally as you should do as a Christian. They know that, they don't agree with gayness or being a homosexual. Now, that Christians don't run society. They might have done years ago, where it was illegal. But of course now, we live in a very left-leaning society, controlled by divisive leftists, and it's just beyond the pale, I think, as probably many others Christians do, that we're approaching the end times now. And we're seeing kind of world where one day bad will be good and good will be bad. Bad people will be good, such as Angela Merkel being on the front of time after letting in many dangerous foreign people. So we're seeing the height of degeneracy, in Babylon before it is pulled down, and sooner or later it will be, whether by Christian men, women and children, or by God coming himself and intervening. But I guess Satan has to come first, in a deceptive form. Now, anyway, I was deviating from the subject. Yeah, listen. Tyson Fury is not saying this in a hateful way. He's just giving his opinion. Now, it's an opinion a lot of people don't like, but he should be entitled to his opinion. He's not going to change it just because you're forcing him to backtrack or something. Liberals, social engineers or whatever you call yourselves, you're wise in your own knowledge, but in the eyes of God you are fools. So, with the same contempt you might meet God's word. That's how we feel about you when you tell us, a baby has, how dare you call a baby a boy? It has to, it can choose its gender at the right time. What a bunch of spackos. But you're wise in your own heresy, basically. So that's our opinion. So it goes two ways. We don't think much of you either. Just because you've got all the power and you use lots of tricks like misquoting people, taking quotes out of context, and clever editing. That's all things you employ regularly. Yeah, I mean, and the comments about women as well, like, it was anti-feminist, Let's face it, folks, most people, right, if you ever go out at lunchtime, yeah, and you go, you're near a school or something, who's pushing the prams? Who's going to pick up their kids? It's mainly women, right? It's just because, naturally, that works better. Those women aren't, they're just everyday people. They're not saying, oh, I feel so oppressed. Oh, I really needed, I was going to climb a mountain. Yeah, no, they're fine doing what they are. It just works better that way. Maybe they do have a job as well. But it's hard work to raise a kid and have a job. And it's a bit selfish when the kid's not being looked after, So, that's just how it works. It's worked like that for centuries. Why change it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you people, you want to live like that, you want, women to wear the trousers and men to be like these giggling little girls, then fine. You know, you can have that in your household, but you can't force it on everyone else. And if you try to, well, you're going to have to kill people, and that's what it comes down to, doesn't it? In any communist regime, they have to iron out the creases for their idealistic atheist utopia, and yeah, with the multicultural element, it's even worse this time around. So yeah, I mean, but as I said, you know, Tyson's is not a racist. You know, I don't really care much for that kind of word, racist. You know, you can call me a racist if you want, but he's not into. He doesn't care about race, but he has got some. You know, he takes some of the Christian Bible points literally, and you know, so do Islamists. I mean, what's Amir Khan's view on gay marriage? You know, maybe if you asked him now, he'd say it's fair enough. But I assure you, at the mosque, he wouldn't be saying gayness is fine. None of them would. But they don't get bothered, do they? So you see, you really reveal yourselves when you find people that always seem to target Christians, even when it's double standards. But perhaps, you know, Satan is united on all fronts here. You know, we're not as dumb as you think we are, and also I guess the enemy seems to think that we don't hear God's voice and God doesn't exist. Well, no, we do actually. We have an intuition from God, and we can often be one step ahead of you, just as you are trying to be one step ahead of us all the time. So, food for thought. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say really on this video. Obviously, I'm more of a quote-unquote extremist than Tyson is with my nationalist opinions, but you know, I just think it's just ludicrous that you're putting the man down. You know, even if you know, there's people on the other side like I don't know, like Bruce Jenner and all that. Fine, let him have his Woman of the Year, even if he's only been a woman for a month. You know, I'm not gonna write petition and you know, he can't be up there, he can't be up there. You know, it's just childish. Get a grip. Anyway, that's all I want to say really. Cheers, God bless.